Hello, I'm Felicia Vereen, always known as Fee.
Hey Fee, and I'm your girl Sharita 3, better known as Fred.
And we are Inspire Her, the Total Woman Podcast, a new podcast all about uplifting you.
Yes.
Because friends, face it, you are awesome.
We'll be chatting up about topics we love to talk about, all the things we as women must juggle every day, and the ish we complain about. But who's listening? Girl,
we'll chat about the struggle, the job, and about him. You know who we talking about.
Girl.
That boo, husband, boyfriend, ex, whatever you calling them today. Our lovely hellions, kids.
Our angels. But seriously, friends, life happens, and we don't always get a chance to talk about it. We take it on the chin and we keep it moving.
Because that's what we were told to do.
Yep.
But here on Inspire Her, the Total Woman Podcast with Red and Fee, we are the friends you love to hang out with. We are here to inspire her, the Total Woman.
Yes. Why do women handle rejection better than men?
Rejection?
Yeah.
Because we know how to process our emotions.
If we tell y'all no, we're not interested, well, F you then. I ain't want your number no way. That was
ugly
anyway. Guys still do that.
Look, that's because Sharita remember that because that's how they used to do it.
That's right. You F you ain't all that.
Jason, you want to answer that one? Khalil, ask Khalil.
I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Khalil.
Nah, Frank, you answer that. You answer it.
Ooh.
Why the women? You want me to answer that?
Okay. Go ahead, Tank.
Okay.
Rejection better, yes.
Okay, get your popcorn ready again. Here's the reason why y'all do. Because y'all already have the BAM, y'all already had a DSD in your back pocket. So if y'all already got somebody that y'all already talking, look into it.
I disagree. I don't think women handle rejection better than men.
Speaking of,
I say that because women are way more emotional than men. I say that's why they don't handle it better than men. Men have better outlets. They may work harder. They may go work out more. They may focus more on their business. Women, they may complain more. They may become more defensive or kind of just put themselves in a corner.
No, the men these days are more emotional. They don't handle rejection well as of lately. They don't know how to be men anymore.
You heard that, Khalil?
They have, the men have turned to the new
looking
women.
at the body language.
Yes, Toya. Yes, I agree with that one.
Say it again.
Y'all have become the. Now I ain't gonna say y'all, just personally y'all, but more the men have become the Mitch.
How dare you?
I need to elaborate on that.
wow.
I'm sorry, Frank. I ain't talking about you.
Come on, guys. I know y'all ain't taking that.
Sharita, the instigator.
Because they probably know some men who act like that. And I'm not saying it's all men, but as of lately, there's a generation of men, and I believe it's because social media has influenced men to feel like they too are the bad bitches, like they say. So they take on that role. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying it specifically to anybody on here, but that's just what I have encountered.
So you said,
emotionally unhealthy.
So you said social media has made men more emotional?
It's a factor.
It's a factor, yes. I feel like a lot of people take their relationship advice from social media. That's what they look to. So they allow social media to influence how they handle their everyday life, in my opinion.
I agree with that. A lot of people watch social media and get influenced, even though it's fake lives.
It is. Fake news.
Right. Well, what about that Kevin Samuels and what his views on women?
Well, see, I'm probably minority, Red. I wasn't a big Kevin Samuels fan. I mean, I listened to it sometimes and I laughed at it because some of it was funny, some of it was like mean. But I wasn't a big fan. Now, I know a lot of guys, a lot of friends of mine, they swear by Kevin.
You need new friends.
Really?
The Book of Kevin. They were like, man, Kevin said this.
You need new friends.
You need new friends.
You need to invite them on one of the shows.
Yeah, so we can light them up.
Well, light me up, damn it. Let me tell you.
Don't worry. Frank done lit everybody up for the whole team. He over there. That's why he got that red hot shirt on.
Go ahead, Frank.
Here's what I say.
Defend your boy.
Was Kevin Samuels' approach unconventional? Yeah. What Kevin Samuels' approach was unconventional. I'll just put it that way. However, what he was saying as far as what a lot of women expect from a man and what a lot of women expect out of relationships, I truly think that he was on point with a lot of the things that he said. Here's the reason why I said that. A lot of women want, and mind you, I got 3 kids, so I want better. But a lot of these women will pass along a man that is a hardworking guy who wants to have a relationship, who wants to be in a marriage or a relationship with a woman, and they will be looking for what he called was a high value man, a man who earns 6 figures, and that man will treat him like shit. But that's what that woman wants. Now, do I think that he said what the things that he was saying as far as what women will pass by in order to achieve that? Yeah, they will. But again, on the other side of the fence, a man will too. Because I don't want to date a woman that's making $20,000 a year, $30,000, $40,000 a year. I want a woman that is my level or higher. But what he was saying was a lot of these women are expecting the world and ain't bringing the world in return. That's what I'm thinking. A lot of these women are saying, "Oh, I want this from me. I want this from me." Well, shit. What the hell are you bringing? If you ain't bringing nothing but 3 kids and telling me that I can't be the man of the house and telling me that I can't shake the shit out your little bastard, then shit. We got a problem.
Right.
You gotta shake the shit out that little bastard.
No, Frank. No, Frank. You cannot be calling the female child a bastard.
But I'm coming from love.
And then you want her to turn around and then be all nice and fuzzy and love it to you after you don't call her child.
Coming from love.
My question is, why do men think that just because you're interested in them that you should date them? Like, oh, he's a nice guy, he's interested. Why do you think that I have to date you because you're interested in me or I'm obligated? Like, that's what it sounds like. Like, because you're passing up a man who is nice and who would have did X, Y, and Z. But if I'm not attracted to you, then why do I have to deal with that? Like, that's my preference.
I'm not saying that, but a lot of women are attracted to a man who has money, who has money, and that's the only attraction they have. That dude can be a butthole.
The only attraction.
What I'm saying, a lot of men will be like that guy's a butthole, and they're passing up on a man who may not have as much money as that other man, but can treat that woman with 100% respect. That's what I'm saying.
And it could go the same way for the men passing over the good woman because they don't have the shape or the body or the looks that they may want. You have a bad bitch with no, but an intelligent woman that may not have a body that
So we ain't got no BBL.
Exactly.
What the hell is a BBL?
Brazilian butt lift.
Oh,
the fake booty.
Yeah.
But you know what I felt like? You know what I felt like that I've experienced is that I've had men who I feel like sometimes came off like they were intimidated of me or something like that. And
no,
shut the hell up, right?
then when you act like that, I feel like they're not confident. I wouldn't fool.
Yeah, I mean, I done had some wild stuff, and I just be like, what? Because I don't even come off like that. Yes, I'm a little spoiled, damn it. And yes, I like my nice things. But damn it, I go get it myself. I work hard, I do my shit, and I go get it myself. So, but I guess because some men feel like, because like one guy was like, oh, I can't buy you a townhouse to get you a Lexus. I didn't ask you to, and you didn't buy this, nor get me the Lexus. So, next.
But like, you got some men who out here to be like, hey, I'm gonna spoil you. But you gotta catch me. You gotta catch me on payday. Because if you catch me on the 16th and you ask me about this shit, I can't do it. But you catch me on the 20th, girl, I got you. But now don't ask me on the 23rd because after I finish getting you, I ain't got it no more. There's a lot of men in this situation. Actually,
then just say you ain't got it. Just say you ain't got it.
Right.
Just be honest. Because I don't want nobody. I wouldn't want anybody going into a financial strain, just trying to, to buy me something materialistic. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that at that point, the financial goals is out of, they ain't not in line. That the financial maturity and a real woman at this stage of the game, I don't think they would want a person who they like. I'm gonna say like, who they really like, genuinely like. They wouldn't want to put somebody in a financial strain, put them in a financial strain to do something, just to do something for them. A mature woman wouldn't. But right. if they don't care how your lights on next week, but they want that but they want that Louis bag, and then next week you getting your truck or whatever towed away because you couldn't make your payment, and they could care less. That's not the type of woman you would want to deal with anyway. A man can determine who can discern if they dealing with a gold digger or they dealing with a genuine woman.
Right. And I feel like at this age too, as well that we are at a place where we don't want anyone who isn't financially stable also. And I feel like there's nothing wrong with that because men and women alike, I know for me, I'm in my late 30s. So in my early 20s, I was okay with getting with someone who didn't have his stuff together. I worked 2 jobs when I was with my son's father, you know what I mean, just to help him out. And we were a partnership. I worked 2 jobs and did all of that. But at this point in my life, I don't want to have to get with someone who isn't financially stable because I take care of my children and myself. So I feel like we shouldn't have to put up with that as well. It doesn't mean that I want you to go broke buying me a Louis bag or anything like that, but I do want you to be financially stable, if that makes sense.
And I will say that the opinions and the thoughts of what's going on in this podcast is not indicative of everything that's going on in the Kings Can Move On podcast. So everything that we are saying is just opinions, folks. And it's not necessarily opinions of one or the other, but on the Kings Can Move On podcast, we will learn how to work through these things like such.
That was a plug.
Thank you for that, Frank. All right, so ladies, and I'm going to get to you guys. What is the first thing that you notice about a man?
His teeth and how he smells, his shoes.
What you say, What you say, girl?
Look at Frank smiling.
He got the Colgate grin.
Yeah, I love teeth, and if they smell really good, and the smile is what catches me first, though. Me.
Yep. Peg.
Yeah, I agree. The teeth, they are a major thing, and how they smell. Also, their personality. Because if they come off as a jerk, I'm already disconnected. So if they're not personable, or they come off as arrogant, or thinking, they God's gift, then I'm already, I've already, disconnected.
Trina.
Same thing. Teeth and smell and the muscles and the tattoos get me every time. I'm trying to tell you. Woo! On the off. Anyway, yeah.
Okay. Oh goodness.
You got that.
He is really.
All right, guys. What's the first thing you notice on a woman? Be honest.
Right.
They can't even take a nine. Look, that's how we make the decisions.
Exactly.
That's right.
The first thing I noticed, let's see, probably just like their smile or just their body. Of course, we're visual, so
yes,
obviously I'm gonna look at that, see how they in their appearance. That's like the first thing I look at. But as people, we're visual, so
the first thing you look at is not their smile, but okay.
I feel the right answer to say is their smile.
With the first thing he look at.
Okay, so Esther said she like gray beards, and Candace said her husband noticed her teeth and legs.
It's something about them gray beards now. Y'all saw
yes.
those guys.
The silver foxes.
Oh, my goodness.
David Banner do it for me.
Stop dyeing your beard, dog. I told you. Stop doing it.
Yeah, Frank, stop dyeing the beard because women like it. What do you like?
Yeah.
Frank? What's the first thing you notice?
Who, me?
Yes.
Oh, I'm an ass man. So I like a woman with a nice ass. I mean, like, because if they ain't got no ass, they got Nasatol. What's that? It's Nasatol. No ass at all. So I like to see a woman with a nice ass, and then I'm gonna look at her teeth, make sure she got them all, and they ain't crooked. They don't have a tooth right here and a tooth right behind it. I don't want to see that shit. I mean, I don't give a damn. They make $1 billion. I don't want to see a tooth right here and a tooth behind it, and I want to see a nice ass. I don't care if they the corporate or they the IBM CEO. I don't want to see a tooth right here and a tooth right there.
We get it, Frank. We get it, Frank. Keep it real. Keep it real, Frank.
That's what I first said.
Frank is make sure we had him back on this podcast.
Well, I gotta follow Frank, but I'm not gonna say I think the right thing to say was the smile and all that good shit. But I'm like Frank. I like a nice ass, and then a nice smile, and then a nice conversation. If you can't talk about nothing, yeah, okay, you gone.
But that ain't the first thing. You're not gonna hear their first impression. I mean, you're not gonna see the first.
Well, if I approach them and they talk, they could be a great ass and great smile and start talking like Shanae. Like,
yeah.
Oh no,
yeah,
that's true. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about online dating?
I love it.
Have you done it? You liked it?
I love it. I prefer it because I'm actually very shy when it comes to the club.
What?
Yeah.
Not Frank shy.
Yeah. When it comes to I'm actually very shy when it comes to in a club. So I would much rather meet someone online, and I want to make sure that we're compatible. And when you're at a club, you're just meeting somebody, you're just talking to them, and you don't really know about them. But when online, you can see what their profile is, what if they match what you like. Because if they can have a nice ass, pretty teeth, and can tell me that they're a Trump supporter, and or they support the government, and I'm just like, okay, I'm out.
All right, what's the question? Online dating? Is that what we're talking about?
Yes, online dating.
That's the new trend right now.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
I like it.
It's all right. It's a cool way to get to know somebody. Just in that way, give it time before you go out with them, so you can make a decision in that atmosphere. So I like it. I do it myself, but it can be offsetting sometimes when you meet them and they're not that person they appear to be. So that happens a lot. That's why you got.
You mean being catfished?
But other than that, I think online dating straight.
But Sharita asked, do you mean catfish, Khalil?
Yes. That's
okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that it was overwhelming. Like,
well, here's the thing that me and Jason have talked about in the past. If any of you women are online dating, stop doing this shit of taking pictures from the chest up to up. Stop that. We gonna like any. If we like you, we like you. Stop doing that. Stop doing this. Show us all this. Show us all that love.
Now, suppose you get to like me good, Frank, and I don't have a big ass. So what?
Every man don't like a big ass though.
I'm talking about you.
Well, I would have looked at you. I'm like, well, shit, red. Ooh, good look at red. Ooh, look at those freckles. I would have said, girl, let me like this one. Like, I would have, but then as we went on, if we would have actually went out on a date, and I'm like, okay, what are the rest of your pictures, red? For real, and let me make that decision for myself. Just like you ladies would want us to make. You all want a full frontal. I remember going on a date and the girl said, "You got some old pictures."
You got some more pictures?
She's like, your pictures are old. I'm like, well, shit, I just took them 6 months ago, but they old. I'm like, okay, well, thanks for letting me know.
Who was trying to catfish a Frank?
Yeah, I guess so.
We can change in 6 months. Why do you guys like to be chased?
Okay, now that's the question.
Who?
I said women. Why do you guys like to be chased? Why do you like to be chased, women? Women.
I thought she said men.
No.
I don't chasing no man.
No.
Yeah, they like the new ones like to be chased.
Some of them do like to be chased.
And I don't like to be chasing. I think that, like, if I'm not interested and I tell you I'm not interested, that don't mean go harder. I think, again, social media has influenced people to think that, oh, if you like me, chase me down, and I want a man to chase me, and I don't want any of that, because if I'm not interested, leave me alone.
Well, what's that happy medium? Out of curiosity, where is that happy medium? Because a lot of women will say that they don't want. Jason's Lyric, for a perfect example. If you guys watched the movie Jason's Lyric, she was going off and saying that she didn't want to be, she wasn't acting interested until he continued to pursue her. You know what I'm saying? And then they fell in love.
But this ain't the movie. If they say, look, I ain't interested, don't do it. So then that's when it goes
that's the difference from being chased and harassed.
But see, at first you're like, it's cool. We could just be cool. They don't take no. So then you become a bitch to them. And then that takes it somewhere else. Like, leave me alone.
Yeah, that's right. It is good.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
But so how do you all, as a woman, show a man that you're interested in him?
I have trouble with that. So I don't know. Y'all help me. Maybe y'all can help me.
Yeah, I think I do too, because I've been told that I'm not very responsive when it comes to text. And it's not intentional. I'm gonna get a text and it might be 2-3 days before I respond, because I'm like, oh, I forgot I ain't respond, but it's not intentional.
So, man, they need y'all to tell them, because all three of them say they don't know. So what they need to do?
So if I said, you know what, Felicia, I've been looking at you and you've been having this podcast you've been inviting us on, and me and Jason have been telling you no, but now, Felicia, I'm looking at you tonight. I know you in another town, but damn, you are fine, and I would like to get to know you more. Felicia, go.
Go, Felicia, go.
That's exactly what she's gonna do. That's exactly what she's gonna do. She's gonna be like,
go, Felicia, go.
I can't. I can't.
She's doing exactly what she would do right there.
You got a fluster, Frank. You got a fluster.
This is not a conversation for live.
Oh, man.
But see, Frank, you weren't doing all that trying to, showing the little swag and stuff early and stuff. You was trying to get calling the kids back, and you try to get into the little radio voice and stuff, trying to, get all up in there. See, you weren't doing all that. We see the little sides,
all of that,
the Casanova side and stuff. Mm-hmm.
Frank was trying to role play.
No, okay, so let me answer his question for real. If he was serious about that, I would say, let's talk about it. Because I tell my cousins, my male family members, when you see a woman and you know that she's single, you're interested or whatever, shoot your shot. All they can do is say no.
Basically.
And then once they say no, like Toya said, move on.
And you know what? And we all joke and everything, but I'll ask women actually, how do you all approach a man if you're interested?
I don't.
I did.
I have before.
I have.
Sometimes I have, yeah.
I did, yeah. I did. I was also.
Said she was wrong.
Even if they have a significant other, have you all said,
"Oh,
I'm still gonna do it"?
That ain't for this show.
Oh, Mary Jane.
If they got a significant other, you off limits to me now. If I don't know, that's one thing. But if you got a significant other, absolutely not. I don't want that done to me.
Mm-mm. That's not, you don't push up on somebody who you know got a significant other on the pretense that it's going to be something meaningful. Mm-hmm. That's not what that's for. Right. Not saying that they don't do that, but you got to know when that happens, you already got to know what category that's going to be.
But that person may believe in polyamory.
That needs to go back to our last podcast. Are you in a relationship or a situation?
Yeah. Right.
What kind of relationship it is?
It ain't no relationship. That's a situation. That because you already know if you rolling up on somebody who got a significant other, that's a situation. You create a situation.
Unless, which is not a part of. Antoinette, our polyamorous, she was going to be on here tonight. She got sick, but. Unless you're in that kind of relationship where he says, okay, well, let me introduce you to my significant other and they're okay with it. But I'm not polyamorous.
What do you guys think about
it? No, I don't know. Don't introduce. No, not me.
There's a lot of that going on out here. We had a podcast on it.
I'm not. No, I don't want to meet somebody and they tell me, okay, I want you to meet my wife. Y'all not putting me in those threesomes.
I don't think it's a threesome.
It just depends. I'm not against it. It doesn't. Just depends on the situation. Honestly,
you're not against someone with other or being
right. If it was a three-way relationship, that wouldn't bother me necessarily. I don't have a lot of time to invest and to put into one person. So if it was in the open, it wouldn't really bother me.
So, Toy, you're saying you're in the threesomes?
Oh, what was that?
Toy, are you in the threesomes?
That's what she's saying.
Asking for a friend, Toy. Asking for a friend.
He's asking.
What I'm saying is
anyway, and polyamory, that's two different things. That's two different things.
It just depends on the situation.
Polyamory, from what we were told on the podcast, is I'm in a relation. I'm just going to use Frank and Jason, for example.
Me and Jason ain't in no relationship.
No, you get somebody else. No. That's not polyamory. No. Polyamory is if I'm in the relationship with Frank and I'm in a relationship with Jason, and they both know that they're both in a relationship with me, and they're okay with it.
Right. Because unfortunately, a lot of women are in that type of situation unbeknownst to them.
They don't even know it. Ain't that dating? Right. Ain't that what that is? Ain't that dating?
Well, a lot of it is, but a lot of times men don't know that we're dating unless we say, we're dating. But in her situation, in Antoinette's situation, and I hate to talk about her, she's not on here, but her situation, she had literally two boyfriends that she was dealing with. She was in a relationship with both of them, so it had gone past dating. She's in a full-blown relationship with both of them. Khalil, what's your opinion on polyamory?
Everybody gonna do what they want to do. I'm not for it, but I'm not gonna tell anybody how to live their life at the end of the day. So if that's how you feel you want to do it, then go ahead and do it.
Right. I don't agree with it, but
right.
I think that like Jason said, there's a lot of it being done. People just don't know that they're in it. Mm-hmm. You don't know you're in it.
What about a swinging lifestyle? What's your opinion on that?
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's not wrong being a swinger.
What's that?
I just asked. You said.
She answered quick.
Yes, you did.
Oh no! Who said that out loud? Oh,
no. Katrina.
Frank.
I agree. I agree. I don't think there's anything wrong with polyamory. I don't think there's anything wrong with swinging. I think it's all whatever floats your boat. And just truly, what is your partner? As long as you're in agreement with your partner, whoever you're dating or being with, so you can't do that shit on the side,
right?
Because that you're being players and playettes.
Right. You need to be honest.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, sometimes people think that, oh, if I'm honest, no one, you know, my partner's not going to agree to it. But you would be surprised. As long as you're honest, you may have somebody that may agree with it. You might be surprised and they were like, well, shoot, I didn't think you wanted to do it.
Right. They were like, me too.
You might just be surprised.
That communication thing.
All right, so I want to ask another question that we also talked about on our podcast. I want to ask everybody on here, do you know what your love language is? All right, so Kay, you say you know. What's your love language?
I need positive affirmation. Really big.
Is there like two of them? Usually you got like two of them or something like that?
You can have,
it is you want.
But you want, and it can be in an order, or you can have two. I mean, I have two. What's yours, Frank?
Mine is positive affirmations and the touching. Like I want my mate to feel like. Let me rephrase that. I want my woman, because I don't, you know, and nothing wrong with someone who is interested in men or women only, but for me, a woman, I want them to touch me. If I'm laying on their lap, you know, I got my head on their lap, shit, I want them to rub my head and touch my chest and other things.
So, Esther, someone wrote a book about knowing your 5 love languages and how you interact in a relationship. So it's positive or words of affirmation, physical touch,
quality
service, gifts given, and what's the other one?
I think quality time's one, ain't it?
Quality time. Those 5.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, gift giving.
Yeah.
All right. So Khalil, what's your love language? Do you know your love language?
I do not. I don't know. Follow those. I don't connect myself to those.
Okay.
Ask him, what is he like?
So what's the first thing that if you were with your woman, what would you want her to do most for or to you, or, you know, do you like to be hugged? Do you like for her to tell her that you're handsome? What do you like?
None of those. Just communicate better. Talk.
Communication? Okay.
We said that should be one, didn't we?
Yeah. Actually, that is, on some of them, there's 7. So, and communication sometimes comes in. So that's good. Toya, what's your love language? You know what your love language is?
Mine is giving and physical touch.
Okay. Jason?
I think the last time I took it, it was physical touch, and I thought it was quality time, but that may not be right because I like my time to myself. So it may be, it may be positive affirmation.
Okay.
I like my time.
All right. Now that we done gone through the love languages, do you think that when you're meeting a person that you need to know, like for instance, Khalil, when you're talking to a person, they kind of need to know how you want to be loved. Because a lot of times people are like, oh, he doesn't like me because he doesn't hold my hand or whatever, or he doesn't spend enough time with me. Well, it may be somebody like Jason who wants his time himself, so he's not going to give you that quality time. So in the beginning, do you think that you, along with everything else, that you need to tell that person, hey, you may not believe in love languages, but I like quality time, and I like to have that physical touch. You think you should, or let them learn that as they go along? A lot of times I think we let people learn us as we go along instead of...
I think you should tell people what you like.
Yeah, I think that should be up front. Like I said, communication. Like, you never know how they're going to feel about your actions because you don't want to do something they want to do, and now they feel some type of way, vice versa. So I think that's something you should talk about right out the gate.
Okay. I agree with that. Toya, you were saying something? Toya.
Oh, yeah, I think it's okay. It's okay. I think that you should tell people up front. Like he said, communication is big. So I feel like you should be able to tell somebody, especially if you're trying to date them, you should be able to tell them that I require this, or I want this, I don't like that, so that there aren't many issues. That's my opinion.
Sharita, what's yours?
Positive affirmation and quality time.
Okay. And mine is physical touch and quality time.
What in you guys' opinion is positive affirmations?
By telling me that you like what I have on, or you think I'm pretty, or you like my hair, or things like that. Just telling me nice things about myself.
It would, and for a person who feels like that positive affirmations is their love language, do they give it in return?
You're not supposed to. We end up doing that, but half of the time that's not the other person's love language. It's
right.
Not. Unless it's yours, you need to tell me what yours is. A lot of times we end up giving people what ours is.
Right.
Giving our mates what ours is instead of what theirs is.
And you find out that you end up loving the person the way you want to be loved, and then get mad when they don't reciprocate. And it's like we missing each other. We kind of missing each other.
How do women feel like we can overcome that?
Talking up front.
Communication.
Like asking about sex and shit, like, right?
Right. You're right.
Wow, chicka, wow, wow. And like that.
Didn't he say he was shy?
He ain't no shy.
I feel like we're amongst family right now. We're not at the club.
We're amongst family. That's right, Frank.
Your partner just spins water all on his computer screen and everything.
Damn, man. Come on, man. Come on, now.
Guys, I have had so much fun with you all. Y'all know we've been literally talking nonstop for almost 2 hours. It's good stuff.
Somebody just sent me a comment and said they need to stop lying. That's all I'm saying.
Somebody said we need to stop lying.
So Toy, stop lying.
He said me and Toy. He said if we get out,
they're watching as well.
I don't know, Frank. I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to get my life together.
All right, I got one more question, and I think we are going. I know you guys got to get ready for tomorrow, but one more question, and I want everybody to answer this. Sharita said we need a part 2 and a 3, so we might think about it. If your woman or your man cheated on you, how easy would it be for you to get over it, or would you be able to get over it and move on?
Ask Khalil first.
Khalil.
That's not something I can get over. I would have to walk away. But I think any reasonable relationship, they should talk about it and see how they feel, and if that's something they can overcome. But for myself, I'll walk away.
Okay.
Well, I'll jump in. And I'll say my answer is based upon my experience. So when I've been in serious relationships, I haven't cheated. So if I was to be cheated on, I probably wouldn't handle it very well, and I would have to go ahead and just bounce. So that's just me.
Okay.
Frank.
No, the women got to answer because they ain't saying shit.
Oh well. After I bust the windows out his car.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Okay. I roll over my full time.
I gotta walk away because I can't forget it. I'm gonna bring it up for years down the road. I can't forget it. I probably can't.
It's not easy to forgive. I guess because it just depends. It's, For me,
I think the problem is if you say you can, but then you still hang on to it, you ain't.
No.
So it comes up later on.
You talking about if I cheated or they cheated?
If anybody cheats, period, and you say we can work through it, but then a year later,
if I cheat, nobody they would never know.
Oh shit!
Come on.
What you mean?
I have never.
You that slick, huh?
I have never seen.
So you're a cheater. That's what you're saying is a pro.
I ain't gonna say I'm a pro.
He call you a pro.
Yeah, I'm a pro. I ain't gonna say I'm a pro, but I'm just saying I know how to be discreet. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. Come on.
Women are bad cheaters anyway.
I don't recall me being blatantly. I don't recall me being just blatantly, disrespectful to my relationship. if I feel like it's getting to that point that I need to cheat, then the relationship is pretty much already over.
That's true.
It's already on its way out.
In 6 months.
I would not stay in a long-term relationship knowing that 85% of the time I'm cheating.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just a no-brainer, you know. I don't want to, you know, and then I wouldn't want to stay with somebody who I wouldn't want to stay with nobody who don't want to be there no more. And if I don't want to be there no more, I'm not going to just be there for the you know, for the reason of trying to appease them. I'm not gonna put my happiness, like, you know. So yeah, it'll probably be a no for me.
Most people need to think like you, Peggy.
All right, Frank the Tank.
Toy and Trina have an answer.
You go next. I want you.
Okay. So
yeah, Frank, go ahead.
I go back to the whole Color Purple. Even when, I don't know if y'all watch Color Purple, where Oprah Winfrey said, that white lady said, you get your kids so nice and they stay so clean. Do you mind being my maid? And Oprah looked her dead in the eye and said, hell no. That's how I feel about if I would be with a woman if she cheated on me. Hell no. There's no need. There's no need for me to be with her because I'm gonna treat her. The thing with me is I've been cheated on. And I stayed in a relationship when I was younger, and from that point on I wasn't right, and I cheated on her as much as I possibly could to try to get over that feeling. And yeah, that was 30 some odd years later. It's 30 some odd years later, but I can't tell you that my feelings wouldn't still be the same as far as if somebody cheated on me.
Well,
Cavani said,
I agree.
Get it, but it is possible to forgive. Now, I've been cheated on. My ex-fiance cheated on me a while ago. I have to admit it was a different kind of circumstance, but I could forgive him, but I couldn't be with him because I was going to be thinking about it, and I probably would have cheated on him too, you know, at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was best to let that go. We got some comments here. Candy said depends on the love for the person. I also saw a comment on here. Sharita said we need to have a 2 and a 3. Candy said her husband want to be on the next one. That's what she said. Her hubby. She said yes, part 2, and my hubby wants to be on.
I think that's fair because y'all got 5 against 3 right now. That just wasn't right.
Well, I'm a host. I haven't been saying
Frank, don't start with that victim mess, Frank. Because you've been really aggressive on here tonight.
Peggy, I definitely want you on our podcast. I gotta have you on our podcast. And Trina too. With your cheating ass. And really, we want you on since we haven't had a chance to really talk to you, and we had to go through
what's wrong? I don't feel like nothing wrong with it if you just not being, as long as you know if you're being smart with it. I don't be just going out here, I'm cheating on you, I'm cheating on you. No.
Y'all sneaky.
Women do cheat better than men, though.
Trina, you really doing that?
That's the misconception I want to get cleared up. It's not that women cheat better than men. Men are not as receptive as you guys cheat. I've cheated and I've been cheated on, but the thing is, you always know. You can see men have the same certain intuition that a woman has. Because when you women cheat, y'all don't treat the men the same way. Y'all truly don't. And let me shut up because I don't want to give y'all no more damn ammunition.
No, you wrong. When if you got a feeling that they're cheating, that's because some hints been left there. But if they know what they're doing, you ain't gonna know.
Well, I want Frank and Jason to do part 2. How about y'all host part 2?
What about Khalil?
We can do that.
We can go to Khalil next.
My hands are ashy, but yeah.
Khalil say he cutting them off from the cord. He just cutting them.
All right, so Miss Esther said,
we got girl and sleep on here.
Men can't handle being cheated on. You right, Popcorn.
You damn right, Mama Cambridge. We sure can't.
No,
they can't handle it. They cannot handle it.
But they do it, but they can't handle it.
Look,
yeah. They're the first ones to do it.
He do that I ain't do. Was he bigger than me, or did he do this? Did he do that?
Yeah. And then the men, and then when y'all get cheated on, y'all the first one that got to put a whole broadcast out. Oh, she did this and she did that. No, all this stuff. Y'all need to go ahead and do that.
Are men really at the end of the day more sensitive than women?
Absolutely.
Yes.
More what?
Sensitive. Absolutely.
Yeah, y'all are.
Gosh, y'all are.
Y'all might have that hard exterior. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
I say I don't think it's a sensitive thing. I think we just hold women to a high standard. So maybe it's just a letdown if they cheat on us.
I can buy that.
Low standard. That's what I'm saying. That's the part that I have.
So you already saying that. So you already saying the men's standards is low. So y'all don't expect for the women to stoop down to y'all level.
I don't think men are sensitive. They just hold women to a standard that if they cheat, then we just kind of lose respect for them. But then she said we probably have lower standards if we do the same thing. But I just say I don't know. You see it a lot from a man. Like it's just it's a double standard. I would say. Which that's the best way I could put it.
Okay, Frank, what were you saying now?
I was saying that I think that we put women on a pedestal. I think men put women on a pedestal. Like if we find somebody that we really are into and we really want to be with, we'll try to move mountains for that woman. And if we find out that woman has cheated on us because whatever the case may be, then that mountain crumbles. And then we are, at least in my situation, it was a situation where if that mountain crumbles, then shit, I gotta build some more mountains.
And every other woman after her gets it.
I agree with that.
I plead the fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth.
But you know what? Say that for women too, because I know before I got over it, any man that came at me acting in a certain way or made me a little suspicious if, they did something suspicious that maybe felt like or looked like something my ex did, I was looking at him side-eye thinking he was cheating. Mm-hmm. Caused a couple of unnecessary arguments and everything else. Because
that's where counseling comes into play too.
Like that. Yeah. That's my counselor right there at the top, over top of me.
So she's analyzing us right now, then, huh?
That's her job. I wish that's what
she couldn't help me.
Yes, I could, Peggy.
I don't think nobody can help Peggy's ass. Mean ass.
Hold on, Frank. Don't talk about Peggy.
Peggy is mean as hell.
I wish I was a fly on the wall for your therapy. I wish I was a fly on that wall.
All right, let's see if we have any more responses. Miss Esther said, I don't own my mate, so their decision is their own. I think that was when we were talking about cheating or whether we would be able to forgive them. We got a couple of say that again, Peggy. You right.
She didn't have enough time in her session for me.
You're going to charge us for the next one.
I had Peggy on weekly.
All right. Are there any other questions from our guys who are online listening to us? Do you have any other questions before we I want to do a roundabout, kind of have you guys say any comments, any last minute comments that you may have. And then we're going to say good night, guys. Are there any other questions from those guys that are listening to us live? We got a couple of stop, Frank.
Candy said just a comment. This was great.
Everybody love Frank and Peggy.
Mm-hmm.
It's Frank and Peggy show.
Yes, it's the Frank and Peggy show.
The Frank and Peggy. All right, now who wants to go first? Just sum up your your comments. Are the question? Let's read the question again. Are in relationships? Are we doing too much or not enough? Who want to go first?
You want to put Khalil in there first?
You want to go first, Khalil?
Yeah, I'll go first. It's always gonna be not enough. You can always improve. So that's always the question. Just keep on improving and doing more. That's the only way you're gonna get better together. Or if the goal is to be in a relationship for a longer time.
I agree. All right, Jason, we're gonna go around.
I think we're not doing enough, especially when I look back at like our older like parents and things who've been married forever and ever, and I'm like, I don't know how you did that because I can't even see it. But I think we have a tendency to quit very easily these days, especially in relationships. We're like, you know what, I'm out. So yeah, we're not doing enough. I know I'm guilty of that myself.
All right, Toy.
I agree. I would say not enough.
Okay, Peggy.
I would concur with everybody else. So we, at the end of the day, we there's always things that we can improve on. So no, we're not doing enough.
Okay.
I would agree with everybody else. I don't think we're doing enough. I think I just feel like these days people really don't know how to communicate. I think the lack of communication is really key, and people just really don't know how to communicate with one another. I don't know if it's because of these cell phones, social media, or what. But I'm the old school one that like to be on the phone. I like to hear the voice. I like to do things like that. And things have changed so much. And I think, communication can get misconstrued when we talking about a text message, because I can read, and Sharita knows, because I done read some text messages to her and I was angry reading them. And she was like, well, what if it was like this? And I'm like, no, the text came like this. So I don't think we're doing enough. I think, it's just some factors in place that we really need to work on.
Okay. All right, Frank the Tank.
Jump with it.
I will say yes and no. And here's the reason why I say that. I think that we're all put on this earth to experience life and enjoy every bit of it. Some of us, when we're in this life, that we're going to experience a relationship to a certain extent, and then like a chapter in a book, that relationship ends and we move on to the next chapter. Now, some people have a novel to where that book goes from beginning to end, and you enjoy that. You enjoy that every aspect of it. You enjoy it and don't enjoy every aspect of it, but you're in there to read that entire book, entire novel. Whereas some people may only get a chapter out of that book and find it extremely valuable, and then go to the next chapter, and it could be completely different from that previous chapter, and you're enjoying that chapter too. That doesn't mean that you didn't like the last chapter as much as you enjoy this chapter, but it's just different. So I think that yes and no. You get it, and you get out of it what you get put into it.
That's true.
All right.
Was that good? Was that good, Miss Counselor Red?
Like Trina said, I zoned out for a second, but I was like, come on, Frank, land this plane. Come on, Frank.
I'm not gonna let you Frank like that. I understand what you said. All right, guys. Red, you got anything else you want to say?
No, this has been great. This has been fun. They're asking for part 2 and part 3, so hopefully you guys. And Toy, thank you for kind of stepping in at the last minute and joining and being a part of it. We enjoyed you. You came in, guns blazing, line and everything, but it was great.
Y'all not gonna do Toy like that. Y'all are not gonna do Toy like that. Frank started that match.
Oh my goodness!
Can y'all just be in the smile for a minute so all these women can get that smile?
Oh no, he won't
Can you tell Khalil smile for a minute? Jay, smile.
Khalil looking serious.
Who?
Look at Jason. Jason with the Colgate in.
Not smiling at all. All right, guys. Well, we definitely appreciate each and every one of you for coming on, and the audience has requested a part 2 and a part 3, so we will definitely oblige. We appreciate everyone that came on live to hear this, and I think we were on here a little bit longer than what we actually expected. So, but it was good. It was a good conversation, and obviously things that people wanted to know. We knew that it was going to be good, but we didn't know it was going to be this good. So we are definitely going to continue this. Who knows? We may be able to do something in person. We'll see about that. Thank you guys. We are going to download the audio from this. We're going to create a podcast from this. And then we're also going to send this out to some of our different pages we'll put on YouTube and some other things. So you guys might be getting some messages in your inbox about some of the things that you have said today. Who knows, Frank the Tank? You might get some ladies with some good teeth texting you.
And a big butt.
He said he ready. He ready.
Ready. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We definitely.
Peace out. Love y'all. Thank y'all very much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
We are here to inspire her, the total woman.
Yay!